Okay, so tonight what I'm going to do is show you what I've been working on. I've built a trailer park. Now, I don't know if I spelled trailer park right, but so basically what I've done is I have these entrance walls. This can be a transition area into another zone. I've used, so all these plants, with the exception of my terrain trees, are all models that come in the default asset pack or the extra DLC that you can get for free from the Steam page for RGP developer backend, including the sign and tables and chairs and things like that. So just a little bit of decorative models and things that I've added in here out of the default asset packs. See no reason not to use them. They give them to you and they take care of the job. But so you come in here, this cracked pavement is the darker asphalt. I don't know if you remember from my earlier videos that it was going to be part of this back and pack in two. Walk up to the sign, spacebar. Welcome to the Forest View Trailer Park. And then here we've got the blue vinyl sided trailer with a little patio with some furniture. Now one thing I want to point out is the vinyl siding patterns do jag, I guess you call it jag, a little bit up and down as they shift and shimmy. I didn't feel the need to correct that because anyone who's installed it knows that it does overlap and click where you've got joints and seams. So it kind of looked natural rather than absolutely perfect, right? So I didn't mind that at all. Come over here, we've got that little terracotta deck that I showed you yesterday, and on it we've put a couple of tables and chairs and some plants. Here we've got the rose building. I did figure out how to fix the wood pattern that was up high under the window. I was using the wrong window. I just needed to switch to the from this 512 to the 640 height texture terrain, and it automatically fixed itself. So a note on that is if you bring these in, when you bring them into the engine, they don't have the spacing automatically set necessarily for how you want to work with it. So what you might need to do is change the repeat middle or repeat bottom according to the tile and how you want to use it for whatever building. You might even bring it in a couple of times. Like I said before, they're these tiny little less than a meg files, so you no problem having it brought in a couple times. Just rename it something and then you can have different tiles set up. This one here I put in, I decided to put in the tables. This only has a small little half window here, like a bathroom window. I thought I would try that. Over here, a couple of ferns and a little hot tub or a soaker tub out on the deck with the terracotta. Oh, and then as you can see here, there's this bank. And what I've done here is this is a gravel encased in like fencing material. So I'll do another version of this to include in here that's also covered in vines or moss or grass or whatever. It's just some more age with some growth. These are pretty fresh, but I don't know what they call them, earthworks or whatever, but I figured some of those would be a good thing to have too. And yeah, I had a need for them against that back bank. I thought I'd use them there. It looked good. Now, here I'm using one of those other terrains that I didn't add any normal mapping to. Just basically stone slate sort of terrain with some moss on it. And here we've just got a little, just, this person has just a little shack with a outdoor kitchen. Again, the outdoor kitchen, that's a pre-made asset that comes with the RGP developer back in default model sets. And behind that you can see where the bank is being supported there. The green roof on the green vinyl. And yeah. And here we come across, this is the gray one. Something to see here is I've got these little half windows up here. So it's one of those type of buildings, so it lets the extra light in. And that was easy enough to do. Same way I did the half window on the other one. Just bring the walls up to block off the window and you're at the halfway point. I've added all these hedges in here. This yard, I thought, well, let's put a swimming pool in. That looked kind of neat. Nice tree on the edge there. A couple of chairs by the swimming pool. Again, default assets. These hedges, default assets, but they work. We'll walk out past that one. We'll go across the street here. Again, I put up the wall to make it a nice private compound. Now this, I've just stuffed this in as just a demo piece to show you. This is just the asphalt texture, but I raised it up and used the slope terrain on it, just to show you what it looks like with the normal map bumped out. If you wanted to use it somehow in another way, you can see the terrain texture there. Now, I've used the green stamped concrete pads, and a nice yellow vinyl house there. Now the difference here is I've added a chimney. I decided on this side I would add chimneys onto these ones. So because there are more houses than trailers on this side, and there were trailers on the other side. So all I did was use that terrain deck, or not terrain deck, like the special pattern, the fishbone pattern, in the gray, and raised it up, and we've got a chimney. And I did the same thing on all these buildings. Sorry, I keep hitting the D button, which brings up my menu on my keyboard. So now I decided to put in an L-shaped building over here. And I've used more of the tan colored. Put in a little hot tub up here, a couple of plants, palm tree. Again, those plants and tables are all from the default RGB back and set. I added the French doors here on this one to make sure to showcase them off. And then what I did over here was I did this L shape, and you can see I've added the chimney in the middle there. But then where this extra section of the house comes, I've lowered it down in the front, and I've put a tinted glass sunroom on. All I used there was basically there I made a vinyl shed in the white as well, so that you could do a shed in the backyard or whatever out of vinyl rather than wood. And then you've got, this was the shed pattern, so you've got tinted glass on the front like a little sunroom. So cozy little place. And now we come this way and we've got the big place. We'll just wander up to the sign. Nope, not quite at it. There we go. Ye Old Bunkhouse. And again, all these flowers are models from, they're all models from, that come with the game. Flowers and the grasses, etc. And here I've got the woodshed that I had demoed in another video. Throw a hedge on the side here just for decor, and a tree in the background. And then you've got three dorms on that side, 4 dorms on this side, or 5 dorms on this side, chimney in the middle, and a little dormer up the top that I made. I didn't want this much wider than this. I just wanted it to be an entry, so I don't have a way to peak that. Like, there's not a single tile that has a peak on both sides. If the developers watch this, that would be neat if you could make just a peaked, a single peak terrain. That would be good, so where you don't have to join two, like take up half the space. And then I'll just go behind this broadleaf tree here. I put no windows on this side. You can see here where the to adjust the terrains, I didn't get the brick wall on the side. Ideally, you'd put a flower bed or a hedge or something there to block that off. And then down this side, it's just all the windows of the bunker dormer. And then again, a wall just to end the zone. So all of this basically takes up I want to turn on the performance meter here for you. Is that what I want? No. We'll go back to the third one. Okay. But you can see here, with all of these just being terrain, oh, and I fixed the trees too. I made the trees taller and I put an extra row in the background, so it looks a little more just a little flusher. You can see that back row, it's a darker tree, so it adds more shadow and depth to the scene, so it makes the forest carry on a little bit better. So, but as you can see from the system event, we're not really having any issues at all. Like it's got pretty good performance. Like this little bar, it's all the performance. That's basically all you need to know. So by using tiles, if these were all models in here, you would have to render that, and that performance might be up. It's not a very big area, but it still might be up to here if all these houses were models rather than terrains, and if all these trees were models rather than terrains. I've been able to get away with throwing in probably 1/3 of the actual models into this area, and I flushed out a pretty nice looking little trailer park. So basically, that's what I wanted to show you. So, again, I've got blue vinyl, rose vinyl, green vinyl, gray vinyl, yellow tan vinyl, whitish slightly gray vinyl, wood-sided building, woodshed as part of the wood-sided building set, and then all those trees and all those tree types in the background, and the retaining wall, the fence bag, I guess you call it gravel bags, I guess you'd call them. So anyway, that's where I'm going to leave this, but I just thought I would show you an actual working. There you can see zoomed out all the way. You can kind of see it a little better here. There we go. Have a great night.